Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of The Guido Goes Off. As always, I thank you folks for watching. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, so let's get started. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure everybody has heard by now, and a lot of people are really happy about this, myself included. Um, Per her Instagram and Twitter page, and also even WWE themselves announced, Paige is at the Performance Center right now. She's getting currently, going through workouts, getting evaluated by WWE's staff, the doctors, and the staff at the Performance Center to see if she is indeed ready to come back to professional wrestling. As many of you know, Paige has been out of action for quite some time. Her last match in WWE was on June 29th, if I'm not mistaken. It was where she was injured, and that was her last appearance in a wrestling-related fashion. And of course, ever since then, she has pretty much had the year from hell, as we all know. 2 wellness violations, the leak, issues with her boyfriend, who we try not to mention on this show as much as possible. But it does seem like finally, there's some positive news from Paige and her getting back into the ring for WWE. There has, of course, been a lot of speculation as to what show she will go under. Prior to her suspension and all that, she was drafted by the Raw brand, and wasn't moved in the Superstar Shakeups at all for obvious reasons. So she could go on the Raw brand. However, it's speculated she might go to the SmackDown roster in order to avoid taking any heat off Asuka's debut on the main roster. Excuse me. Which I can understand that. But I think the way a lot of fans are looking at it, whether it's Raw, whether it's SmackDown, a lot of fans are going to be happy that Paige is simply returning, because after everything she's gone through over the past year or so, the fact that she's even coming back to WWE is a big, huge step, and hopefully she will be cleared and be able to wrestle soon. Again, she's only day 2 of her evaluation. I'm not sure how long these go for, but I'm sure it's going to take a bit. And plus, of course, she's got to get back into ring shape. Like I said, she has not had a match in over a year. So, but still, for Paige fans all over the world, this is great news. And, well, here's hoping it's a shot in the arm that either of the women's divisions do need. Now, of course, we've got Asuka coming, and things are starting to look kind of interesting on Raw. So maybe she might go to SmackDown. I'm not sure. But given the thing with Emma talking about how she started the Divas Revolution, or the Women's Revolution, sorry. It would make sense that what they're doing there is building up a feud between the two. And the two have had incredible matches in the past, and history should repeat itself as far as that's concerned. So, again, very excited. Of course, we'll let you guys know if anything develops from this, which hopefully will be her returning to the ring and reclaiming her house. Well, folks, another big thing coming out today. Huge news from WhatCulture. For those of you that don't know, WhatCulture is a site pretty much with UK based. They do things on movies, TV, comic books, but they also have a huge following in pro wrestling. They do several top 10 lists. They do, of course, the Y series hosted by Simon Miller. And also, here recently, they even opened up their own pro wrestling promotion, WhatCulture Pro Wrestling, or WCPW, which has been able to get some incredible talent over the past while they've been running this. Well, there was a huge shakeup in WhatCulture, as 5 of its most recognizable talents are gone. According to the tweet that was released by WhatCulture, let's see here. The following WhatCulture talents have left, the circumstances of which are still unknown. Adam Blampied, pretty much one of their most recognizable faces, also the current general manager of WCPW. Adam Pacitti, Ross Tweddle, aka King Ross, known for his WTF segments, and of course coining the wonderful phrase, "It's John o'clock, motherfuckers." Dang it. Let's see here. Sam Driver also left, and Jack King, aka Jack the Jobber. All of these are pretty well known to WhatCulture fans. And there's been a lot of backlash that with the leave of these people, WhatCulture could very well tank, as a lot of these guys are the reasons a lot of people even know about WhatCulture. Like I said, in the tweet, it's not saying why they left. It said that that they're pursuing other projects. And, of course, someone ripped off WWE's Best of Luck in Your Future Endeavors line. And so, these guys are gone, and a lot of fans are not happy at all that these now former WhatCulture talents have left. This is probably... I don't even know what to say. I really don't know what to say, because these guys are really popular. These guys are... pretty much the main reason a lot of people even know about WhatCulture and what they do. And so this is a significant blow. I'm not saying they're talking about new series and all that, and of course, that, but I have a feeling there's something bigger to this, and as soon as I find out something, you guys will find out something. So please, of course, stay tuned. And more on this as it develops. Well, ladies and gentlemen, interesting thing else coming from WWE. They have announced that they are bringing back Starrcade. That's right. This December show that NWA and WCW ran, pretty much their WrestleMania. Well, WWE is bringing it back. I don't know if it's a one-night-only thing, but they're bringing it back. I think it says November 21st or 25th, which is Thanksgiving weekend. They're doing the show in the Greensboro Coliseum in Greensboro, North Carolina, where the event originated. So, this, of course, is very interesting news, and it is also brought out some very interesting comments and very interesting dialogue via social media. For those of you that don't know, Starrcade was the brainchild of Dusty Rhodes. And so, and interesting enough, Starrcade started before WrestleMania did. So, the first Starrcade was in '83, 5 months before WrestleMania in '84. So, interestingly enough, and it was the brainchild of Dusty Rhodes, and of course the Rhodes family, Cody and Brandy Rhodes, not exactly keen on this happening. And, of course, the interesting Twitter dialogue has come as part of it, and that being between Cody Rhodes and WWE the head of the writing staff and one of the head bookers, Michael Hayes, in which Cody said that you'd better book Goldust, and then Michael Hayes said, well, why don't you come? Why don't you tag with them? Whether or not this is actually going to happen is unknown, as Cody has a contract with Ring of Honor. And also, as part of this, interestingly enough, the Hardys have brought in that they want to wrestle the Young Bucks at Starrcade. Which, again, the Young Bucks have a contract with Ring of Honor as well. Now, I'm not saying it couldn't happen that those three would be used. Of course, probably some quid pro quo could happen to where it could happen. And I think fans would like to see it happen. But again, and pretty much the card has been mapped out. But, of course, as we all know, nothing in pro wrestling is set in stone until the cameras have finished. So, and again, we know it's going to be live at the Greensboro Coliseum, but it is still not known whether or not it's going to be broadcast via the WWE Network or any other medium. So, you know, I mean, here's hoping for those of us who can't get to Greensboro. You know, and more on these situations as they develop, because this could be interesting. It could be really exciting. Because Starrcade was a big deal. And then bringing it back, you know, and, you know, here's something trying to make it a big deal. As you know, this isn't the first time they've taken the name of a WCW pay-per-view and used it. They used the Great American Bash, which they then turned into the Bash, which then they kind of just forgot about. So, I guess we'll find out at some point. I really don't know when. For those of you that don't know, Impact Wrestling, it's once again Impact Wrestling, has dropped GFW from their name. They're going back to Impact Wrestling, and they have announced where their Bound for Glory pay-per-view, pretty much their WrestleMania, is going to take place. And it will be at, I think they said the Aberdeen Coliseum in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. They had been teasing Bound for Glory overlaid over various national flags, one of which included the Union Jack, which Impact's huge in the UK and the European market, which would be an interesting show to do. And then, interestingly enough, Ed Nordholm, Anthem, the Anthem VP, who is in charge of this area, and just recently told Jarrett he should go on a very, very, very long vacation, and we'll tell you when you come back, which could also explain why they dropped the GFW and all Global Force things from Impact, said that they are hoping to get 500 fans to, you know, but they'll be packed in. You know, they're not going to be dispersed. They're going to be packed in for the show. Way to aim for the stars, Ed. You suck. Now, again, this does bring up a lot of questionable things. Like I said, they dropped Global Force. They're shooting for 500 fans, which I'm willing to bet Ring of Honor could get double that at that venue, if not more. So, and this is your biggest show. There's a lot of questionable behavior going on as far as this is concerned. And even Josh Matthews, one of the stalwarts, emphasis on wart, is even questioning what exactly is going on as far as Impact Wrestling is concerned. It's really questionable what they're doing right now, because talent's wondering what's going on. You just brought in a couple more people. You're holding the show in Canada. You just put Jim Cornette as your authority figure, and he's probably not going to be in attendance because he hates traveling. I don't blame him. There's still word that possibly El Patron's going to be there, but nothing's been set in stone because Nordholm really doesn't like him. Join the club. Line starts behind everybody behind me. And so you have a lot of question marks going into Bound for Glory, especially when this event is less than 2 months away. You know, you hadn't had anything solidified as to where the event was going to take place. You didn't have, now you're saying that you're just hoping for 500 people to show up. I could probably get 500 people to show up tossing an event in my backyard. And that's saying something. It's saying Anthem doesn't have a lot of faith in the at least at Nordholm, does not have a lot of faith in the product. And of course, this is going to make fans think, well, if you don't care, why should we? And I don't know if this is a desperate attempt to get people back into Impact Wrestling. I mean, they just signed a deal with Pop, so they could be, not thinking you're going to get that many people, and then saying how you're going to put the crowd. You're, of course, trying to make it look bigger than it actually is. These are warning signs. I mean, huge, huge, huge warning signs. I mean, ECW could get 500 people if they announced an event and said, hey, we're going to be here and start the show bell times in 20 minutes. WWE can get that by sneezing. Of course, not much more. As we've heard that there were only 3,000 tickets sold for last week's SmackDown, and you had Vince in that. But it's saying that Impact Wrestling as a brand, that Anthem has no faith. Anthem has no faith in the Impact brand. And now it's just, of course, their launch that got all buggy and was given away for free, and then finally they put the pay window up. Or paywall, sorry, paywall. Pay windows where you get paid, paywalls you have to pay to get behind. Sorry. And you wonder what's going on, what is going on in their heads, or if they even care anymore about the product they're putting out. And, excuse me. So, I mentioned a couple shows ago, we're back on Death Watch for total non-stop Impact Force globally wrestling action owl, whatever its name is. I swear it's got more of an identity crisis than Dolph Ziggler right now. But again, more on this as it develops, because this is getting... Well, that is going to do it for this episode of The Guido Goes Off. Thank you again for watching. And as always, I'm trying to do more content. I know I kind of took last week off. I had a lot to do. However, of course, I'm going to try and make that up to you guys this week. Might even get a countdown show going. Here's hoping. And also, don't expect me to do a No Mercy review right away, but I will get one. Reasons. So, what do you think of the topics that I covered this week on this episode, of The Guido Goes Off? As always, please drop a line in the comment section below, and if you and if you happen to know it, my glorious social media. And if you don't know, now you know. And as always, like this video, share them with your friends, your enemies, your coworkers, your mailman, your son's teacher, your that lady that your wife hates at work. Everybody. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, there's always time to do that. And of course, hit the bell icon for notifications. So, until next time, I am the Guido, and I think we're done here.